Good evening, everyone. I would like to talk about my book, and for this, I'm inviting my editor, Andy Delaney, who will be joining me, and we will be talking about this book. It's the same book. One is deluxe and one is standard. So we will be talking about the book just now. So, Andy, would you please join me? How are you doing?
Good. Yourself.
I'm doing fine. So this is the book that Andy has worked so hard. And first of all, I would like you to tell me, how did you feel when I asked you to help me? Stop pushing me. How did you feel when I asked you to edit my book?
Not so sure.
Huh, you're not so sure. Why are you not so sure?
Well, um, for one thing, I'm slow.
Yes, you are slow, very, very slow. I can tell you that.
No,
What was your first impression, especially when you found out the title of the book that was For the Loving of a Pirate? And I asked you, like, just to help me and do the correction, the spelling, the grammar, and all that. And you just had a reaction. You remember what it was?
for one thing, I was hoping it would be for the love of a pirate, but that one was already taken. So,
Yeah, with copyright, we got to be careful with what we're taking. Excuse me. When I first told Andy about the book, he thought it was going to be just a short story. And to be honest with you, I had no clue what it was going to be as well. And later on, he said, maybe you have enough for a book. So I said, yeah, that's possible. So him and I talked about it. You remember that?
yeah.
And I decided to stop writing and start looking to see if I have enough material to make a book, which I did. And this little baby came out, was born on that day, along with his brother. So when I told Andy, or asked him, I should say, to help me, the first thing he said was, nah, you didn't really want to edit that book, did you?
No,
Why?
I'm just always doing something different. And I don't know.
Tell the real reason. You thought it was gonna be all about love. You said it was gonna be like a
Yeah,
soap opera.
yeah. I don't care for soap operas at all.
Uh, yeah. So after a while, you read the book, and after you were done editing the book, what did you think of it after that?
I was pleasantly surprised. Yeah, it was. It was fun to do in a way. It's not like reading the book because you're you work on a part of it or whatever, and then it, you're on to the next part and the next part. While you're working at it, it's not the same as actually reading the book. I can't remember half of it probably.
Did you have
And I enjoy parts of it too because I used to write when I was in school. I made, 98s, 99s in English, and I wrote short stories. And so, I did enjoy it, but it's not the same as sitting down and reading a book. It's,
no, for sure. When you're editing a book, you got a lot of work to do, and probably a lot more than what you thought it was going to be. Because at first you thought it was almost like proofreading, but it has nothing to do with proofreading. The proofreader hardly has anything to do, but the editor has a big job in front of him. So that probably surprised you a little bit. You didn't expect that. You actually used to put the editor title down. You used to say, well, it's not really good just being an editor, but the editor is the most important person into the book. Like when the book is being, the writer is the first person that creates the story, but the editor is the second one to pass over it and make the story better. So that's why you minimizing this title was a little frustrating for me because it's a very important title. You're doing way more than just reading and correcting. You're paraphrasing, you're changing things, you're making it better, you're doing a lot of stuff that you didn't think you were going to do.
I get in a lot of trouble for
Yeah, you did. Do you remember after you finished editing the book? I was trying to promote the book by posting a few posts on Facebook here and there. And while doing that, you went and put a comment or a post yourself. And the first thing you said was, guys, don't judge the book by the cover. Do you remember that post?
Yeah.
Can you tell me a little bit about it?
Well, I mean, like guys aren't going to want to buy romance novels, but it's not a romance novel. There's a lot of action in it, and so far it hasn't been a soap opera.
Right now, you're editing book two,
What
and
happens in the future, though, you never know.
no, right now you're editing book two, which will be coming out soon. I don't have a copy to show you. I only have this one for now. I can already tell you that the second title will be For the Loving of a Pirate, but we made it short because it's too long. So I just made it FLP, For the Loving of a Pirate. And then the subtitle is To Hell and Back. So this is why uh, the initials. And
I'm going through hell right now.
I was going to ask you, do you feel about that book so far? Do you like the
Oh,
story?
it's good, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure you'll enjoy it. Well, and just last night talking to one of our friends, oh, the book is so good, and when are you going to finish it? I can't wait for the next ones.
Mhm.
Yeah, I told her you'll have to have patience with me, but I figure the longer it takes me, the better the book will be. So,
Yeah, yeah, a lot of, well, yes and no. Yes, the book will be better. I'm just kidding around. Do you remember, Andy, the part where you and I were talking? I didn't really want to read what you did until you were completely done. And one day I sat down and I read what you did. And when I hit chapter 20, you remember that part?
when you hit chapter 20,
Yeah, now we have 13 chapters, but at the time we had 20 chapters before I merged them together and made less.
right?
But when I hit chapter 20, I had four survivors. What did you do to them?
Yeah, I was in trouble that time. She wanted me to read ahead in the book, but I just, after a while, no, I got to concentrate on this part or that part. And then, anyway, I didn't read ahead. I killed off some pretty important people. I didn't find them important at the time, but yeah,
Yeah, I had told him no major change, and unfortunately, where he thought this was a very low change and wouldn't affect anything, it actually ruined the last eight chapter, which became the last, I think, three chapters after that, or four chapters. And unawarely, he killed those guys, and they were supposed to be survivor, and I needed them, and he made survive the one that were supposed to die, and I'm like, I need seven guys to be dead and because I have seven widows, and now I have nobody else. Like you survived the one that were supposed to die, and you killed the one that were not supposed to die. And I asked him to fix it. I think it's 2 weeks later. I asked him if it was done. He said, "I'm still thinking." And then a month later, I said, "Andy, I need the book to be published. So where are we going with this? Did you fix it or not?" What was your answer?
yeah, I fixed it.
No, we didn't fix liar. I wish you would have fixed it. No, he didn't fix it. I was waiting and waiting, and I wanted the book, and he still had no idea how to fix this. So I told him, okay, move aside, give me the place. It'll take me about 30 minutes, which actually I lied, well, unpurposely lied. It took me about what, an hour and a half, 2 hours? Yeah, I fixed it. And when he came back, he said, "This is taking you longer than you said." I said, "Well, yeah, well, you made a harder mess than I thought."
Well, I said I can probably fix it, but you didn't want me to, so
I wanted you to fix it. I gave you a whole month. What's wrong with a month to do it?
I think a month now I was past that part. Anyway,
No, you were not past that part. You were still there. So anyway, I grabbed the book and I fixed that part. And after it was fixed, he went and reread it and continued editing. And he was surprised that I brought my four guys back. I needed them. I needed them to survive where he killed them. And the one that he had killed, that he had made survive, that I needed them dead, I had to kill them again. So, so I would have my widows and my survivors, and my plot could continue to the next chapter. Um, you found out later why they were necessary, right?
Yeah, yeah. Well, we
So,
found out, you know.
yeah. So they later got ended up being killed, and it's the actually the one that killed them is the main character of the book, Red. I'm sorry for the line across the book. This is just a demo, but I think the other book is a little better. You can see it better. So Red is the one that actually killed those guys, and he beheaded some, kicked the head in the wood. But I'm not going to tell you any more than that. You got to read it to know more.
Don't give it away.
You remember when they found Annie on the ship, um, and they brought her to Red? You remember what she told him when she thanked him for what he told her, I should say, when she thanked him for saving him?
Not sure what you're talking about.
Okay, at the beginning of the book, there's a battle. Remember that?
Yeah,
And then they find Anahi,
yeah.
Fool and Dagger and Danger and whatever. So they find her on the English ship and they bring her to Red. They toss her to him, actually, and she falls on the floor and all that. And at the end, she's talking with him. She said something that triggered them to get out. We're not going to give the punch. But this line I thought was very funny. And Andy actually found it funny too when he saw it. And I'm surprised you don't remember it. Uh, when she told Red, she said, "Thank you for saving me." What did he answer?
Oh, jeepers. Uh,
Who says you're saved?
yeah, yeah. Who says you're safe?
Who says you're saved? I'm still thinking what to do with you. So, yeah, there
Let
is
me walk the plank.
a few funny lines through the book like this. There's a few funny scene. There is explicit sex scene. Why the book is not recommended to kids. You want to talk to us about it a little bit? Maybe not. Huh? Yeah.
Had to write for 5 minutes and then walk away from it for 10 minutes.
Uh, um, did we ever argue while you were editing the book? Like,
Oh, no, no,
no, we never did we?
no. Writers don't argue. Writers don't.
I must admit I was pretty good though. Didn't argue that much. Okay. Well, um, did you ever want to change the story, like not just edit some part of the book, but change the whole story around to make it more your way? Did you feel like doing that?
Uh, Not really, other than like tactical situations. That's where, oh no, you're going to do this. You're going to get all your men killed. You just can't do that. That's not right.
If I had,
We're at the same point right now in the second book because I didn't like the tactics. I started changing things, and now I'm in trouble. It's taking me longer than.
I have no problem with the tactics you're putting. I think mine are good, but I know yours are often a lot better than mine. Even though I criticize you, I always give you compliment after when I read it. I mean, you can't say no. I mean, I usually do, uh, even though I criticize you, but I most likely like your tactic are more advanced than mine, or what's the word I'm looking for? Not just advanced, more
Intricate, maybe.
yeah, maybe. So if if I look at when you finish the book now, um, I know you're working on the second one, but when you finish the whole first book, could you give me your honest opinion of what you felt like while you were reading it, how you liked it, and
Well,
your honest opinion about the story, in other words?
it's a great story. It is. It's a really good book, I think. Of course, I worked on it, so you can't just
Well,
take my word for it. But
it's not just about working on it though. Like it's right now I'm not asking you as a an editor, but I'm asking you as a reader. Like, would you recommend this book? Would
oh
you?
yeah, oh, yes. I, you know, that's one thing as an editor I sort of missed. I didn't get to just sit down and read the book.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah, you always said you were going to sit down and read it
a
again.
few lines and then you go back and read over it again to make sure you didn't make any mistakes.
Yeah.
You know, I used to do some proofreading for like the winter games.
If I ask you how many times you read the book, I know you were like
About five
reading.
times, but all at one part at a time.
Yeah, exactly. So that makes it a little hard to get caught into the story. Will you eventually sit down and read the whole book again?
Maybe. I won't say for sure. If you keep me working on these ones, I'll have no time to read it. But
Well, eventually we'll have time. Like right now, you're finishing this one, and I'm gonna have the third one to give you to work on almost right away. So as soon as you're done with this one, you'll be working on the third one. You're slow. You're very slow. Like if it was me, I'd be already done with that and done it over and keep going. Um, yeah. How do you think we actually work together?
I think it's, I used to do like in school, I did a short story that my sister's 10 years younger than I am. And and when she went to school with the same teacher, they read my story. The teacher read my story to the whole class. She'd been doing it, I don't know, maybe she did it until she retired, but she used it as an example. And I, you know, I didn't mind writing short stories, but I just get too involved and take me forever to write a whole novel. So,
Yeah, true. But but how do you think you and I work together? Like,
well, the point was that, you do the book, you do the overall and everything, and that lets me just write, the
fix,
person
yeah,
I'm working on, so
fix some part
it's
in the
a
book.
team effort, sort
It's
of
a
thing.
team effort, and I think we do a great team, don't you?
Oh yeah,
Yeah, I think we're
when
also
you're
doing
not
a
mad at
great.
me.
Uh, um, did anything change the way you see me now, as a person, as a writer? Did the fact that you edit the book, did that change? You always saw me differently. I know that because you've been telling me so much, and I always saw you differently. I mean, you as an
I
artist, as a
didn't,
singer, I always put you way high because I love your singing and I love that. And he's a great singer, trust me. And you knew me not as a writer, you knew me as just a person. And now today I'm with you and I'm a writer. And did that, the fact that you edit the book, did that change anything in the way you see me now?
I always saw you, you know, I don't think so. I always had a lot of respect for you, and I was surprised that you wrote, but that that was just when I first found out that you were writing it.
Yeah, you were surprised that I wrote, but yet I woke up that morning and I started writing. Remember, I told you, like, move aside, and I grabbed the laptop and I said, I have a story, I have to write it. And you said, you're going to write me a short story. Remember that morning?
Yeah, but I didn't realize you were going to be writing for the next 2 years. And
Well, that's what a
I,
writer is.
and I said, no, 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 never mind. Put that book away.
Yeah, you kept telling me to put the book away, but the book is now my life. I really enjoy it. I really adore writing the book, and I love putting a little bit of us into the book. Some of our experience, whether it's sexual experience, whether it's personal experience, how we get along together and stuff like that. I love to put a little bit of everything into the book, and some of the scene that are in there are related to us. Some of them you must have noticed as you were reading, like I'm trying to remember off the top of my head. There's one specific scene where Red is seeing Anahi for the first time in that beautiful purple dress, and he is speechless. He's just frozen there and stares at her. And when she goes to move, he just tells her, "Stop! Don't move." Remember that?
Yeah,
And the way he looks at her and the way she talks, she says, "He looks at me differently." Blah blah blah. Well, the way she feels is the way I feel towards you because you look at me differently. You look at me not like other guys usually look at me. You always had that special way of looking at me, and I gave that to them. That's something special that they have, and I did that through the whole book. Um, how did you feel about the fact that I generated red? I use a image generator program. I used Andy's photo when he was 40 years old because I needed red to be around 40, 42. And I used Andy's photo when he was 40 years old and I generated red. Um, I wish I could find a photo of him right now, but how did you feel when I told him that I generated red as per your photo?
I didn't, I didn't know what to think.
So this is red. I'm sorry, Andy.
Hopefully, he's a lot better looking than I am.
You were very good looking at 40 years old. Come on. So, yeah, people look at the book now and they come to me and they said, "Is that guy Andy?" The people that know you actually ask me that. The only difference, he's got red hair and you're more brown now. When I met you, you were more like sandy blonde. I remember you in the sun with the little curls behind your head curling and the sun was shining through and it was bright blonde, probably because of the sun glow, but your hair was a lot more blonde back then. I needed him to be red for the book because his name is called Red. There's a reason why he's called Red, and this will all be explained later on in the story. But right now, when I generated him as per you, how did that make you feel? Because you're now the main character of the book.
Well, I don't look at myself that way.
You never
It's
realized,
just,
but you get
just
shy.
makes me shy.
You
So,
never really realized, but you are the main character of the book. You know, I gave Red 80% of your personality.
or red.
He's stubborn. He's very, very dedicated to his people, the people he likes, the people his community, he's different. He's not, um, you thought maybe he was going to be a bad pirate, but how were you surprised to find out that he's not that bad?
I don't know the way I lose my temper so quick. That's
Yeah, he does too. That's a part of you I gave him. He loses temper very quick, but Red is firm. He's shows a lot of authority, something you have, something that I really like about you, and that's very impressive, actually. Drive me nuts sometimes, but I
well,
really like it.
he's a strong leader, and I don't look at myself like a leader or anything. So,
Well, that part he got it from me because I'm a strong leader, so that's a part of me. I never saw myself as a leader, but looking back on years, and even when I went to school, they sent you to this orientation person and they make you do some kind of a test and then they call you back and they analyze the test in front of you and she said you're a born leader. I laughed at her. I said, what are you talking about, a born leader? She said you're going to do grand things later on in your life. You're a born leader. And I realized after that, every time I went bicycle with my friend, I always told them, go, you guys go first, we're going here, we're going there. I make the plan, I tell them what to do, and I behind with my cap on and I have my rag in my pocket, few screwdrivers, pliers, and if somebody breaks down, I stay behind and I put somebody in charge. You lead, you keep going, and I'm following. If somebody breaks down, I fix. You keep going. Don't stop for us. We'll catch up. We know where we're going, so just keep going. And that just came naturally. I did this for years, from when I was about 8, 9 years old, and I was able to ride on the road until I was now. Like I still do it. I tend to lead, and that's the part I gave to Red. So, on that note, how do you feel about editing the second book?
no, I'm too slow.
You're a little bit too slow. You went a little faster with the first one, actually.
Well, I like to think things through and, sometimes take a break from it. And, even it takes a couple of days, something good will come to you. How do I say this or how do I do that or whatever? Sometimes it's worth taking a little time to think it over and what's the best idea. And sometimes you got to wait for it to come to you. Me, anyway.
Well, see, that's the difference between you and I. You remember when you tell me take a break, And I go sit on the couch, and 30 seconds after, I'm back at the computer. What are you doing? I thought you were taking a break. I did. I have ideas. Now I can go. And you're like, that's not a break. Well, it was for me. It was 30 seconds, a minute. That's enough for me. I get inspired very fast, and I have no problem with this inspiration. Andy, I would like to thank you to be with me and to do this with me. Anything you want to say or add about the book?
Uh, buy them.
Other than buy
You
them.
won't be disappointed with it. Everybody I've talked to, I don't even ask them about it. Oh, the book is so good.
Yeah, people just come to you naturally because they know you.
It's either that or hurry up and finish it because I want to read the next one. Okay,
So I'm gonna say thank you, Andy, and hopefully we'll do this again.
thank you.
Bye.
Thank you. Take care, everybody.
Thank you, everybody, for watching, and I hope you'll be there for the next one.